My name is Dennis Ekwere. I'm the Executive Director of Children and Young People Living for Peace, Nigeria. Yes, today we are having the first of its kind workshop organized in Kaduna with the theme Strengthening Access to Justice, the role of pro bono lawyers, the CSOs and the media. It's actually timely because for years workers' rights has been infringed, workers' rights have been violated. But today we came up to speak to it that workers have rights, employers have rights. The essence of our gathering is to make sure that we raise awareness about what the rights of employers are, what the rights of employees are, what are the duties of employers, what are the responsibilities of employees. We are here to discuss it and to speak to the issue of rights, right as a human being, right as a worker. Labor right is fundamental human right. Every human being have a right to work and work in a good condition. So these rights are the rights that we are talking about. How can we use the legal frameworks to advocate for this right? And that's why we are inside this room with pro bono lawyers, with CSOs, with the media, to brainstorm, to reason, to see how we can come together, advocate, begins to influence policies that will have great impact on the lives of Nigerian workers. And I believe as we begin today, it's a new vision, a new vision of advocacy that we have started. And we believe at the end it will be a win-win all for all those that we work for and we represent.
My name is Francis Danladi Koza. I'm a legal practitioner and I'm a member of the MD in the Nigeria Bar Association Kaduna branch. Here, this morning, we had the opportunity to discuss about the rights of workers, generally, both internationally and locally. And the presentation was centered on the various laws and charters that deals with rights of workers. So there was just an exposition on those laws. But the greatest problem is localizing these laws, these rights to the Nigerian environment. And Nigerian environment, the worker is really handicapped because he lacks the ability to negotiate something more tangible for himself with his employer. And so if his inability to negotiate effectively, efficiently for his own benefit he will not be able to yield benefit from this quantum of rights that the laws have given him. And so starting point is, yes, these rights have been adumbrated, they have been not known to us. But the next question is, how do you localize, how do you bring these rights to the benefit of the ordinary Nigerian? There lies the challenge. And in Nigeria today, especially, you have big organizations that are still casualizing staff. Big organizations that are making millions and billions turnover, they are still casualizing staff. This is most unjust. So the worker need to understand this, that if a big organization, I don't want to mention names, but we all know them, either in the telecommunication industries, the entertainment industries, and so on. You have these big workers, these big organizations that are making billions on a daily basis, and yet their staff are casual staff. We have banks that have casualized staff, and so on and so forth. These things are not right. And I think the Nigerian workers should come to terms with this and be able to fight to change the scenario. Government should come in to also help the Nigerian by ensuring, by bringing in more legislation that will, at least in those big organizations, they will banish or abolished or outlaw casualization of staff. This will help us as a country and as a people. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Mrs. R.I. Abdullahi. I am the State Coordinator, Legal Aid Council. What we do in Legal Aid Council is we mainly represent the indigent people of the society, though our act has been improved to even represent those that are not less privileged but require our services as it is their constitutional right. So we are here on workers' rights, which is mainly what we do in legal aid. We have a lot of cases, especially here in Kaduna, that we get referred to from the industrial court. So we have defended workers on if their employers have taken them to court from the start to the finish, and then we have instituted matters on behalf of indigents in the industrial courts, and we have gotten positive judgments. So as discussed, these laws are there. It's just the implementation. We have beautiful laws in Nigeria, but it's the implementation. Either we don't have the guts, or we are afraid, or there are restrictions. And even if you want to, and the Nigerian bureaucracy, the impunity, because you might get judgment in your favor today, you might write letters and you get favorable responses, but there are superiors that would clear you out of the way for doing the right thing. So there is the fear, there is the impunity. I think some of us are aware of these laws, most of us, because some of us even defending these laws, you know that your right has been infringed upon, but you are like, if I do something about it, I might end up, the little change I get, I might end up not getting it. So you'd rather keep quiet. So the main thing is implementation. As we said, this awareness campaigning. I think when we keep on hammering and empower people to say no, to say, okay, if certain rights have not been met, if your expectation has not been met when you're employed, then you should have the right to speak up and damn the consequences. If the Nigerian society will work, I'm sure everybody will be able to say what he or she wants to say.
Okay. My name is Yusuf Ismaila. I'm the State Director of Public Complaints Commission, and I'm here because I've been invited to come and part of the event. And so far, it has been good. We've been able to hear a lot of facilitators talking about the right of citizens and how to protect it. And that is what we have been doing as an organization. As far back as 1975, the Public Complaints Commission was established, basically because of the increased activity of government because of the oil boom. And as a result, workers' rights needs to be protected. And far down the line, the Commission has been able to achieve a lot. But what I will say, and in particular to this one, it's just the collaboration that we require among all other stakeholders, both the pressure group like the young and the children and young people, exactly, and then organizations established to protect citizens' rights too. What I have seen so far, the National Human Rights Commission, the Legal Aid Council, and other organizations, those laws are provided to safeguard the rights of citizens. However, we need to have a formidable, force to ensure that those rights are being enforced. So this is short and simple of what I
am Mrs. Lillian Ilechuku. I am a lawyer practicing here in Kaduna. I am here under the auspices of the Nigerian Bar Association, Banawa branch, Kaduna. It's quite an interesting topic that you have here today. Strengthening access to justice for the Nigerian workers. I think the first thing we need to consider here is whether the Nigerian workers can identify situations where they need justice. Do they even know their rights? Do they even know the things they are entitled to as workers? You see, the prevalent unemployment situation in this country has made it so that workers go for anything. Whatever condition they are given, they take it without dissecting it, without knowing